Right now on 13 Action News Live at 11, remembering David Malinsky. Family and friends are mourning the death of the well-known local sports journalist. After being missing for nearly a week since he went on a hike, his family now confirms he was found dead yesterday on Mount Charleston. 13 Action News reporter Nina Porshunkala spoke to those close to Malinsky. And Nina, this was obviously a sad outcome after a long search.
That's right, Tom. David Malinsky's family asked for privacy at this time, but his close friends told me he was the most generous person they've ever met. And even though he's gone, they're hoping his legacy will live on.
David Malinsky. But more than being one of the best handicappers around, his friends know him for his kindness towards others.
He genuinely cared about everybody that he came into contact with. Didn't matter if you were the mayor versus the guy who was parking your car.
He always responds to people's questions online in his Point Blank forum.
He was a generous person, generous with his time, generous with his knowledge.
Malinsky was well loved in the Las Vegas community. He's passionate about supporting local businesses, and his friends say he also loved hiking. But when he didn't return from a hike at Mount Charleston last week, family, friends, and even strangers scrambled to find him.
Didn't get a lot of sleep. It was tough. If I woke up, a couple hours before I usually would and I was tossing and turning, there was no getting back to bed.
But the week-long search ended Friday. David Malinsky's body had been found at the Mummy Springs area on Mount Charleston. His family releasing a statement online thanking everyone who did all they can to bring David home.
I take solace in the fact that he died doing something that he loved.
And anywhere you look tonight, there have been dozens of tweets and posts in memory of David Malinsky from friends, acquaintances, and even strangers. It goes to show the impact he had on people in our community. Tom?
Sad news there. Thank you, Nina. Well, a dramatic and unexpected scene in the Southwest Valley this morning as a hot air balloon makes an emergency landing. Metro says the balloon landed near Windmill and Durango just after 7:30. Take a look. These are pictures and videos sent to us by a viewer. In flight, one woman became overheated, causing that pilot to land the balloon immediately. She was then rushed to a hospital by paramedics. We spoke with one hot air balloon pilot from Las Vegas by phone who has over 3 decades of flying experience, who says the pilot did everything right.
With power lines around there or anything that the balloon could have hit, the pilot would have flown on to another location. So the pilot did an excellent job of putting the balloon down at his earliest convenience.
Now the good news, the woman who was rushed to the hospital is expected to be okay. Former First Lady Barbara Bush was honored in a private funeral service in Houston today. She passed away on Tuesday at age 92 with her family by her side. Her son, Jeb Bush, and close friends praised the beloved mother and grandmother during their emotional eulogies. Here's ABC's Linda Lopez.
More than 1,500 people gathered at St. Martin's Episcopal Church in Houston. Family and friends celebrating the life of former First Lady Barbara Bush.
She believed in and practiced the principles of honesty, tolerance, decency.
Among those in attendance, former presidents and the first ladies who came after her. Her children and grandchildren fighting back tears as they read passages from the Bible. Jeb Bush, chosen by his mother to give the eulogy, sharing his admiration of his parents' 73-year marriage.
Our family has had a front row seat for the most amazing love story.
Reading from some of their love letters.
I was very happy on that day in 1945, but I'm even happier today. You have given me joy that few men know.
Her husband, former President George H.W. Bush, comforted by their daughter, wearing these book socks to honor his wife's lifelong passion for literacy. An outpouring of tributes from friends.
She was as honest with herself as she was with all of us.
She was the gold standard of what it meant to be a friend.
After the service, her family traveled 96 miles to College Station, Texas, where Mrs. Bush was laid to rest at the Bush Presidential Library at Texas A&M University. A private moment just for immediate family. Linda Lopez, ABC News, New York.
And he was best known for his role as Mini-Me in the Austin Powers films. Vern Troyer passed away at the age of 49 today.
1/8 your size.
I shall call him Mini-Me.
His death was announced on the actor's Facebook page today. The cause of death hasn't been revealed, but the statement mentioned that he had been dealing with a, quote, recent time of adversity. Troyer was one of the shortest people in the world, standing at just 2 feet 8 inches tall. He appeared in more than 24 films.
Well, what a gorgeous day we had, and even now it's still so nice outside. 74 degrees in central portions of the valley, 72 Green Valley, and North Las Vegas Sunrise Manor also still in the low 70s. By tomorrow morning, low to mid 60s is where we will bottom out. But take a look, by the 10 o'clock hour, almost 80 degrees, and you see quite a bit of cloud cover in the morning. We have a little push of clouds from the south, but that will thin out as we head into the afternoon. So if you thought today's numbers were warm, wait till you see the numbers I have for you on your 7-day planner. I'll have that coming up in your 13 First Alert forecast.
All right, thanks, Carla. Well, looking ahead tomorrow, the Animal Foundation will host its 15th annual Best in Show. Dogs will strut their stuff on the carpet and compete in a variety of categories, including small, variety pack, puppies, and special needs. One dog will be crowned Best in Show, but all the participants will be available for adoption following the event. The event starts at 1 p.m. tomorrow at the Thomas and Mack Center. It's a popular Vegas spot to enjoy the mountain views and grab a drink or a bite to eat, and now the Mount Charleston Lodge is getting some new owners. The Ellis Island Casino and Brewery announced they bought the property earlier this month. They're planning on keeping the name, but they're doing some renovations and, of course, adding some of their own beers. New at 11, 2 men are dead and a woman is seriously hurt after a boat crash at Lake Havasu in northwest Arizona. It happened around 12:30 today. The Mojave County Sheriff's Office says the boat wrecked after traveling at a high rate of speed. That crash is under investigation. A North Las Vegas school had to cancel class for a lack of teachers. Parent Yesenia Gonzalez says she got a call from Elizondo Elementary School saying special needs classes weren't available yesterday. CCSD says 7 staff members at the school called in claiming they couldn't work, and that cut the special education staff in half. After making calls and discovering there was no extra help available, the assistant principal made the decision to offer parents the option of keeping their children at home with an excused absence.
And they said, well, we just don't have enough staff, and it's best that the kids just stay home.
CCSD acknowledges that they do have a shortage when it comes to special education staff district-wide, but they also say special education staffing is a problem nationwide as well. Well, tensions at the White House are escalating on many fronts. The president busy on Twitter today with strong words of praise of his longtime attorney Michael Cohen. Cohen was the target of an FBI raid and is under investigation. Here's ABC's Tara Palmieri.
Tonight, President Trump fiercely defending his personal attorney and fixer Michael Cohen, attacking a story claiming Cohen may turn on him. Tweeting, "The New York Times and a third-rate reporter are going out of their way to destroy Michael Cohen and his relationship with me in the hope that he will flip." The president continued, "Sorry, I don't see Michael doing that despite the horrible witch hunt and the dishonest media." The Times article quoting Trump's former political advisor Roger Stone, saying Trump treats Cohen like garbage. Cohen has long professed undying loyalty to the president.
And I will do anything to protect Mr. Trump. But you bring a fight to Donald Trump, he's going to take that fight. I've never come across a situation where Mr. Trump has said something that's not accurate.
But that loyalty will now be tested after the FBI seized evidence from his home, office, and hotel, partly related to the $130,000 payment to porn star Stormy Daniels. The raid infuriating the president.
It's an attack on our country in a true sense. It's an attack on what we all stand for.
The criminal investigation into Cohen igniting more turmoil in the White House. Sources tell ABC News that Attorney General Jeff Sessions threatened he might resign if the president fires his deputy Rod Rosenstein, who had signed off on the raid. Rosenstein oversees the special counsel investigation on Russia. Trump has considered firing both he and Robert Mueller, but earlier this week tamped down speculation.
They've been saying, I'm going to get rid of them for the last 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and they're still here.
New body camera video has been released in the search for a teen who died after being stuck in his van. And it's what the video doesn't show that is raising more questions. And scammers have polished their skills, making it even more difficult to track them down. And now they seem to be picking their targets based on one thing in particular. Plus, Earth Day is Sunday, the 4 ways you can help out the environment while helping yourself. And count on Chopper 13 to bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back. New video is fueling questions over the death of a teenager in a school parking lot. Police are accused of failing to adequately respond to urgent 911 calls from that teenager. Tonight, we're getting a look at what police body cam of the incident shows. Here's ABC's Kenneth Moton.
Tonight, outrage over just released police body camera video that shows 2 police officers circling inside their vehicle while an Ohio teen suffocated nearby in his van. Music on the radio, the 3 minutes of video appears to show the responding officers never get out of their patrol car as Kyle Plush, pinned down, made frantic 911 calls.
This is not a joke. I'm trapped inside my gold Honda Odyssey van.
The Cincinnati Enquirer reports the 16-year-old was kneeling on the third seat, reaching for tennis equipment, when the seat flipped over, trapping him upside down. The police report says the officers searched for 11 minutes.
These kids drive better cars than you do.
Kyle made a second 911 call giving the make, model, and color of his vehicle. The officers still on the scene, but that critical information was never relayed to them. That 911 operator was placed on leave, but has now been allowed back on the job.
That was Kenneth Moten reporting. There's an ongoing investigation into the actions of the 911 operator and the responding officers. Kyle's family is demanding answers and change in the wake of that tragic accident. A student is recovering after a shooting yesterday at a high school in Ocala, Florida. The suspected shooter says it was a message to people. Sky Bush says sickness drove him to plan a shooting at the school he used to attend. It happened before students took part in a national protest against gun violence. Sky says he's been treated for his mental health before, but wanted more serious attention. He says taking lives wasn't a part of his plan.
Do you feel sorry? Do you feel remorseful?
Yeah. That's why I put down the gun. I could have kept going.
Sky says he got his gun just after the school shooting in Parkland, Florida. He bought it privately without a background check from someone he met online. Sky now faces several charges, including terrorism. The student wounded was shot in the ankle and is expected to be okay. The Minnesota grandmother accused of killing 2 people made her first court appearance today in Texas. This is video of 56-year-old Lois Reese's appearance before a judge in South Padre Island. She was captured there Thursday night and is currently being held without bond. Officials say Reese killed her husband in Minnesota back in March, then shot and killed a woman in Florida who looked like her. The murder sent authorities on a week-long nationwide manhunt. Well, we hear about check scams all the time. We're asked to deposit some of the money and wire back the rest. One man who was targeted decided to see how far he could go if he responded. Andy Taylor shows us scammers are refining their tactics, targeting people based on their jobs and expertise.
And you played this cat and mouse game with them?
I did.
On purpose?
On purpose.
Attorney Stephen Replin has been practicing law for decades and knows the law inside and out. So when he got this email...
You know, the whole thing kind of felt funny right at the beginning.
On the surface, the email seemed legit.
And I get an email from a fellow, which is not uncommon.
The email was tailored to Replin's job, asking for legal representation.
At this point, we need an attorney that can draft a purchase and sales agreement for this transaction.
Replin could tell something was off. Too many typos and misspellings. The purchase was for a tugboat from Cambodia for a shipping company here in the U.S. He decided to play along.
And so I asked them for a $7,500 retainer.
A $7,500 retainer fee to help broker the deal. And he got...
So I get this check for $487,601.
But that's where the trail gets cold. The check came from Delaware. The phone number on the letter that came with it was from California. But when he called it, he ended up forwarded to Arizona. The woman who answered knew nothing about the deal and told him others have called her too, suggesting her number had been spoofed. But as for the address, we tracked it down and found it really is for a shipping and packing company in yet another state, Colorado. But they told us they didn't order a boat or even send a check.
If Replin deposited that check, kept the retainer, and wired back the rest of the money as instructed, he'd be on the hook for nearly $500,000. That's because the check would have later bounced and his account overdrawn.
I mean, you understanding how sophisticated this thing is, it's preying on the ignorance and the greed of people.
Experts say finding the people behind this type of check fraud is next to impossible. Stephen Replin found that's the main thing in this whole game of cat and mouse that was true. I'm Annie Taylor reporting.
And just a closure reminder, if you're traveling around the Spaghetti Bowl this weekend, MLK is closed at US 95. All off and on ramps are closed. Those closures are needed for bridge demolition related to Project Neon. Everything is expected to reopen at 5 a.m. Monday morning.
Now, 13 First Alert weather.
Well, we're officially getting into that time of year when sunscreen is a must, and with the temperatures we're going to see tomorrow in the low 90s for much of the valley, that UV is going to be very high between lunchtime and about 2 o'clock. Air quality in the moderate category, have a little ozone out there, and pollen not high medium high, so that's actually an improvement of what we've seen in the last couple of weeks. Satellite radar composite, you see some of the cloud cover that is pushing in from the south. We're going to wake up to mostly cloudy skies. Other than that, pretty quiet across the desert southwest with high pressure in control. That is going to strengthen in the next couple of days, and by Monday we will continue in the low 90s. Not too big of a change Tuesday into Wednesday, but you see what's creeping in here to our west. Big system that's going to linger out in the Pacific, sending some cloud cover in our direction, and also going to bring us breezy to windy conditions later on in the week. I'll give you that first alert during your 13 First Alert 7-day planner. For now, this is just how warm we're going to be running. Averages will be in the low 80s. 10 degrees above average for this time of year on Sunday, and we'll continue even warmer than that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, about 12, 11 degrees above average through about midweek, and not too big of a change at the end of the week. I'll show you those numbers. Your allergy forecast, again, those pollen levels in the moderate to high category, we are getting up to the low 9s, but a little bit of an improvement over what we've seen lately. 74 degrees at McCarran, 70 North Las Vegas, 71 Enterprise, 67 in Henderson. Temperatures for tomorrow, again, we have a lot of upper 80s, but also some 90s in there. You see Mountains Edge at 90 degrees, Southern Highlands, Spring Valley in the upper 90s. Other parts of the valley, 91 Whitney, North Las Vegas at the 90-degree mark. However, Centennial Hills will finish off the day at 88. And you notice very light winds all across the valley, so definitely more sunshine in the afternoon, but the winds won't change. They're going to remain light over the next several days, 91 Boulder City and in Henderson. If you're going to the Pirate Fest at Craig Ranch tomorrow, it's going to be a nice day. Again, first part of the day we'll see a little bit more cloud cover, but truly it's going to be a really nice day, quite warm by the afternoon, and we'll see more sunshine in the afternoon and evening hours before sunset. And if you're doing anything outdoors, going to be a great day. Mount Charleston 67, little chilly in the morning, but by the afternoon these numbers shaping up to be quite wonderful, and the winds will remain light even in the higher elevations. So there's your 13 First Alert 7-day planner. 90 the high for tomorrow, 93 on Monday, then Tuesday, Wednesday we continue along the same line. So later on in the week, that system that's lingering out in the Pacific, sending a little extra cloud cover in our direction, doesn't look like chances for rain quite yet, but we're going to be watching that and giving you the first alert if that comes into the forecast. Breezy on Thursday afternoon and windy Friday, Saturday, but the good news is that it looks like it's the low end of the windy category, and it doesn't really affect temperatures much. We're going to be starting off next weekend still at the 90-degree mark. Tom?
Looking good. Get out there, enjoy it. And that nice weather is fitting because tomorrow's Earth Day, and to mark the day, Apple has unveiled a robot that takes apart iPhones. It's called Daisy. Daisy was created to disassemble iPhones and recover valuable materials more efficiently. It can take apart 200 iPhones in an hour. Daisy is actually the second disassembly robot created by Apple. And for Earth Day, you can actually help the environment while getting rewarded for it. Apple is taking back any used devices. You can do this at the Apple Store or online. For each device they receive, they'll make a donation to Conservation International. Also, if you turn in an eligible device, you can get credit for an in-store purchase. And Target is taking back car seats you don't want. You'll get a 20% off coupon for a new car seat, booster seat, or stroller. Old car seats will be recycled to make things like grocery carts and construction materials. And if you've got some old jeans hanging in your closet, Levi's will take them. All you have to do is ship them. There's a free shipping label on their website. You'll get a 20% off coupon for Levi's. And if you shop at H&M, you can always donate your clothes there in exchange for a 15% coupon, and that is a deal that goes on year-round. Well, the Vegas Golden Knights inaugural season has been one for the record books, and fans everywhere have taken notice, and they're looking to collect a piece of the team's history. And don't forget to download KTNV Mobile. It's in the App Store and Google Play. It's free, and it lets you watch 13 Action News video anywhere you have mobile service. We'll be right back. Well, if you've been to a Golden Knights game this year, you probably recognize several popular items. While posters and pucks were given away for free, they're now selling for hundreds of dollars online. 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan has a look at the growing market for mementos from this historic first season.
For Jason Laricchia, grabbing the program posters at Golden Knights game became a tradition as his family made their way into T-Mobile Arena.
They get excited to go to the poster table right when we walk in the games.
Within the first month, he says season ticket holders began bonding over those posters, helping each other fill in the gaps when they missed games.
It became a trading community.
But as the Golden Knights continue collecting wins, the market for those giveaway items is soaring. Take a look at some of the prices for the highest profile items recently sold on eBay. The Vegas Strong Post poster from the first home game sold as high as $110. The commemorative puck from that same game went for $189. The Chance bobblehead is selling as high as $129, and a complete set of the posters from the 41 home games and 3 preseason games went for $1,500. Laricchia, his wife, and 2 kids each have a set.
I mean, look at that. That's $6,000 worth of posters. I could pay for most of my season tickets for next season, but am I going to do that? No.
While Laricchia has no plans to sell his collection, he says he understands those who sell the stuff they don't have space for. But he says he does have a bit of an issue with those trying to take advantage of the situation.
When you've got free posters and people are walking in taking a stack of 100 of them because they know that people are paying $20 a piece for them, I had an issue there.
Now, Laricchia does have one of his items listed on eBay. It's a Chance bobblehead. He has it listed for $5,000. He posted it as a joke, and he says he never expects it to sell, so why try? He explains the logic of that in an extended clip. Just look for the story on our website at ktnv.com. Well, 13 Action News is teaming up with Nevada Job Connect to let you know about employment opportunities around the valley. There's an opening for a phlebotomy instructor. Pay starts at $19 an hour. Also, an opening for a field operations supervisor. Pay starts at $14 an hour. And in true Vegas fashion, an opening for a character performer. You must be 18 years or older to apply. Pay for that is $12 an hour. For more information on these jobs and other openings around the valley, just go to ktnv.com/jobs. It's a story that highlights the special bond between father and son. One man makes his relationship with his dad even stronger when he puts in the extra effort to surprise him. Welcome back. The special bond between a father and son. In Florida, a young man surprises his dad with a gift and an even bigger surprise. Here's ABC's John Donvan.
This was a nice gift Dick Pacifico got from his grown son Rich the other day.
Now what could that be?
A photo album of some of their best times together.
Collect moments, not things.
The two of them have done just that over the years, even though they live states away from each other now.
I love this. That's a great picture. You were so happy.
On every page, another memory.
It's classic.
This is classic.
These two unique witnesses to the fleeting times they spent with each other.
I've aged this much in 1 year? No.
The mood here was good already, since Rich had also shared the news he was engaged to his high school sweetheart. But then Dick got to the last page of the album, and here's what he saw. Dad, will you be my best man? And here was Dick's answer.
Yes.
And what's next for this dad and son? Well, more great pictures, of course, but maybe none quite like this one. John Donvan, ABC News.
Amazing story there. And Carla has a final check of your forecast, but right now, here's a live look out at the valley on this Saturday night. You're watching 13 Action News, where we bring you breaking news fast and first. We'll be right back.
All right, well, if you're a fan of the warmer weather, this is your week. Low 90s and approaching mid-90s on some of the days. Extra cloud cover headed our way late in the week, along with breezy to windy conditions. But we're talking lower end of the windy category. But we did want to give you that first alert because it looks like it will carry through at least through the beginning of the weekend. But temperatures not really affected by that particular system.
90s, that's what I want to see. Get out there and enjoy it for sure. All right, well, that's 13 Action News live at 11. We're always on at ktnv.com, our mobile app, our Roku channel. From all of us at Channel 13, have a good night, and thanks for watching.